What up, what up, what up, everybody? What's up, what's up, what's up? Y'all, this is New York from New York in your city's podcast. Welcome, welcome. Want to make sure everybody got notifications, make sure everything went out like it was supposed to. Welcome y'all up into the place to be. Definitely welcome y'all up in the place to be. What up, OCIC, Queen B? Appreciate you and salute for going ahead and sharing that out. Man, Pony 1992, I know you was here early. KJ, what's up? KJ said that these are my guys. He was up in here early. Your boy Tilsa, what's up, Tilsa? I see you. I see you, Mark Corleone. Appreciate you for coming through as always, man. Always appreciate you coming through. So definitely, man. Appreciate all y'all coming through. KJ, what's up? What's up? I know you've been here since I first set up the whole link. You were here, and I was like, oh my God, he's here. As soon as I set up the link. But I know you want to make sure you didn't miss it because these are your guys and whatnot. Man, tonight, I swear, y'all, it's gonna be great. There's gonna be some great topics going on. Let me fix my hat. I just realized my hat's a little crooked. It's gonna be a lot of great talking going on, especially with my first guest and with the second guest. Because yes, it's two guests tonight. For those that don't know, it's two guests tonight, two great guys, and we're gonna have them on. And we're gonna talk about some great things. And also, while we wait for everybody to get on, I am gonna give some announcements and whatnot. And also want to definitely, well, I'm gonna say that for the announcements. I want to say all that for the announcements um, because I don't want to get too far into it and people miss. So I'm definitely set it for announcements. Yes, please make sure you smash that like button, y'all. Please smash the like button. Please smash the like button. As I wait for y'all to get on. Hold on, I'm trying to help my man get on. He's having a little issue. Yep. Mr. John, what's happening? What's happening, Mr. John? What is going on? Man, hopefully today on this hump day, y'all had a great day. I've been amped up all day. I've been trying to get stuff together. And also, if y'all haven't noticed, I'm hand free today. Yes, my other tripod came in today. Shout out to Amazon Prime for making that happen. Came in overnight. I ordered something a little different that I want to use while I'm in Dallas. And I like it. It works great. It's almost like the other one I already got for my DSLR. And when I say my DSLR, for those that don't know, my other camera and whatnot. So I like how this is going. And I can be hands free now. I have to sit there and hold my old one because my old one was kind of shaky and whatnot. I had to hold it to make sure it don't topple over. And this one, I got this one prop where I can be hands free, and that's how I want to be. I want to be hands free all the time, especially while I'm doing this podcast because there's going to be other things I want to work and deal with. So, with that being said, see if my guest's ready. He's not. I'm trying to help him out. So as I try to help him out real quick. As I try to help him out real quick. Let's see. Let's go on to the comments. He's trying to get it together. I know he'll be on here in a second. Hands free. Yes, hands free is the way to go. So I want to be hands free when I'm doing this because, man, for y'all didn't know with that other one, I had to hold it a lot of times. A lot of times I had to hold it to make sure, like I said, it wouldn't topple over. So I ain't got to do that no more. Be hands free. And I was gonna move it a whole different way, but you know what? I like this spot. Plus, I have people messaging me. They said they like Eddie Murphy in the back, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna keep it that way. We're gonna keep it that way in the back. This is the chill spot. For those that haven't, make sure you go get your drink. Make sure you go get your popcorn. Make sure you get your plate of food. Queen B, I know you cooked something nice today. Make sure you have all your stuff together so you can sit in and not miss anything that's going on. Because when I say we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna talk about some great things. And while my guest is still trying to get it together over there, um, I'm trying to help him get it together. Yeah. Sorry, I'm messing private right now, trying to get him straight so he can get on in. But while he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the announcements while he's trying to get himself together to come on in here, y'all. But sometimes it's not easy to come in, depending on what phone you're using, what tablet you're using, what laptop you're using, what Mac you're using. It depends sometimes. Sometimes it gives like a little headache sometimes coming in. But we're gonna go ahead and rock it like this. We're gonna go ahead and announce special announcements. For those that have been sleeping under a rock, and I mean sleeping way up under a rock, March 7th, it goes down. For those going to Demonology event / Don't Master Events, YouTubers call out March 7th in Ennis, Texas, outside of Dallas. Yes, I will be in the place to be. If y'all didn't know, now you know I'm being the place to be. For those that still want to go, please, I advise the whole time. You see it at the bottom. Right at the bottom is steady scrolling. That is the link to go get your tickets and to get your parking passes and anything else you need. Get your tickets at demonology638.com. Once again, the link is demonology638.com. You want to go ahead and get your tickets because, man, even though he was on here last night, shout out Demonology for being on here last night as the featured guest. Even though he said it might be a few at the gate and whatnot, you never know because things are selling out fast, and I swear I don't want nobody to miss out on this event at all. I don't want nobody to miss out at all on the whole event at all. Do not want anybody to miss out. So with that being said, I'm going to go on to the next thing. Oh, there he is. Oh, man, you know what? I'm going to say the other announcement for later because my first guest is ready to go. He got it together. Man, y'all, I've been watching this guy for a little minute. He didn't know it. I was watching him on other channel before this channel. For those that know, I had another channel before I had this channel. Before I started to, go full out the channel, I'm mostly just watching people and whatnot. And I've watched his grind. He just got started, and he really jumped the whole scene. So hopefully he can give me some of that good luck secret sauce, so my channel will skyrocket like his did. But I already know I'm gonna keep grinding. I know it's gonna get there. But man, coming to the stage, I gotta bring him to the stage, and I gotta bring him to the stage right. Coming to the stage, my man, Life with Slydz. Bro, you up to bat? What's going on?
What's up, man?
You, man, you is what's up. I know you're having a few issues trying to get on, and you have to allow the camera, allow the mic. It will not let you on.
Look, man, technical difficulties, man. I apologize. I don't know how to work.
No, you good?
I don't know how to work.
Hey, you good. That's why I just walk you through it. Also, what I want to say first and foremost, man, thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to come through. Salute. Also have to salute to you being in the Navy. When you serving and whatnot, I have to definitely salute that. And also getting your E5 ranking. I saw the pictures. Definitely salute. Because people don't know. I'm not in the service, but I have a lot of friends and family that are in the service. Shout out to my niece that's stationed in Japan in the Air Force. Because I know she watches some of it sometimes. She come back to watch some of my reruns and whatnot. For those that don't know, it's not an easy thing to be gone from family. It's not an easy thing, to try to move up in rankings and try to, pave your way and, support your family, support your life. And you out there putting your life on the line. Even if you're not stationed somewhere crazy, you still putting your life on the line because anything can happen at any given day.
Yes, sir.
And especially my sister used to live in Norfolk. I used to see all the Navy folks out there. You see the ship go out, come back in. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be gone that long because when I did personal security, I was gone for months at a time. And even though at the time when I have a family, I was like, man, I see what it's like. You gone 6, 7 months, 8 months, 4 months or whatever. Man, it's like, missed a lot when you're gone. So, man, definitely want to say, give my shout out and my salute for that because, man, you're doing a damn thing with that.
And my pleasure.
I always want to salute our veterans. I always want to salute, people that are just basically going through it, especially doing it now. And that's why I had to make sure that was in the promo because I totally respect our people in the armed force.
My pleasure, man. I do appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for having me, man. Bless you.
Yeah, but you know what? Usually a lot of people hit me with a lot of questions, but it seems like most people hit me with questions on IG. For those that don't know, I put a question on IG when I tell them what guests coming on and they'll send questions. Most of them know you. Somebody sent me, and they wouldn't say their name. Somebody sent me a message said, hey, I was with him on a tour going, I forgot where it said it was going. Because for some reason, when I pull the question, I'm going off the top of my head. And he said, man, I like what he's doing. He said, shout out to him. He said, man, He said he's missing that Florida weather. He said he's overseas station, but he's missing that Florida weather. He said he want to get back.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. That overseas ain't no joke, man. But that Florida weather, woo, woo, woo.
I know. Don't rub it in. I mean, it's getting nice here now, but who knows how long it stay here in Kansas City. I mean, the 60s right now doing it down. Like, I could deal with that, but you never
Man,
know.
look,
It can turn in a drop of a dime.
oh man, look, I didn't realize how good we had it in the Florida weather until we started our drive here. FYI, we are in Texas. I'm in Texas right now. So, team analogy event, don't master? Yeah, we here. So
I already know you there. We're gonna get into that too. I already know you there for that. We're gonna get into that. But my whole thing was this. It was like, I saw where you was in parts of Florida with the Florida weather. I already know you're in Texas now.
yeah,
And I know you kind of missing that Florida weather, especially with Jacksonville, because Jacksonville kind of gets a little bit of both, but it doesn't get as cold.
yeah, it could be bipolar at times because I mean, one day it might be cold as all outdoors, and then the next day it is hot as all outdoors, and then it's raining. I don't really
Yes.
know anywhere I've been where it's not bipolar yet. Because when I was stationed in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when I was stationed in Washington, I mean, we got snow. That was the only real difference. It was snow, and we got a lot of rain. And I wasn't used to that because I'm from the South. So
Yeah. And take it from me, I done lived in so many regions from up north, originally from New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens, from there all the way to Atlanta, hot Atlanta. And yes, it does get hot as hell from living there to living in Charlotte to living here in KC, which is Kansas City. And even Kansas City, you get the best of both worlds. We're in the middle of the area. And I like being here because I'm a hop, skip, and a jump from everything. So, not too far from Dallas. That's 7 hours. That's nothing. If I decide to drive, which I am driving because I'm carrying equipment. And
yes, sir.
And Chicago, depending on where you're going to Chicago, it'd be anywhere from 7 to 8 hours. Memphis is 6 hours. St. Louis is 3.5, 4 hours. It just depends on where you're going. Everything is real close.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm like, I like where I'm at. I love it so far. Been here for some years now, and I love every bit of it. And I see you do shout out my dude from second shift. He said, man, instead of me working, I'm watching you. I appreciate you. So like you got a new setup. Oh no, the only thing new, my new tripod came in, so that's why I'm hands free now. You got to hold that old tripod up. So that's the only thing that's different. It's not a new setup. It's the same thing. So you know what? We're gonna go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna go ahead and jump to the whole event. I had people ask me for this event, what cameras to bring, what this to bring. And then when they seen you was coming on, they wanted to know a lot of the equipment you use. It was like, yo, that's a nice camera you got. What lens you using? What this? What that? So they want to know all those little details. So definitely kind of go into. You ain't got to go into every little detail, but kind of go into how what you got, what you're using. And some people want to know, like, man, I've seen a lot of his stuff, man. Is how he's getting these angles, how he's getting this. And then somebody actually asked me about a footage you put up about, which I saw it, the motorcycle crash. Man, was the dude all right after that crash?
Okay, so I can answer all those questions. I'm going to start with my camera equipment, of course, because you asked that first.
Yes.
So we're using the Sony A6400, the Alpha 6400.
Mm-hmm.
I started originally, me and her, my wife, because she's just as part of the channel as I am. We started with our phone.
Shout out to First Lady.
Yes, right here. We're actually at a McDonald's right now, eating. But we bumped up to the A6400 after I watched a couple of videos on how good of a vlogging camera it was. And I told myself, hey, we're gonna go out. If you're gonna invest, you might as well invest in yourself. If I'm gonna really be serious about this channel, we're gonna be serious about it. We're on board with it, so she went with it, and of course, I get the wife's approval on that. I'm good to buy things because she is strict with money. So we're talking about $1,100 camera here.
That's every wife. My wife's like, I see you buying this and doing that. So,
oh yeah. And so next thing I said is I need a gimbal. I don't need a gimbal, but I wanted a gimbal because honestly, I just thought they were cool. I had no real reason, but I wanted one. I heard they're good for stability. I'm not really good with photography and videography. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. It's all her. She does all the editing. She does all the, the cool angles and stuff that you see. I go out and get the footage.
Hold on. Pause for a minute. Pause. Shout out the First Lady, because you know what? Without a strong team, yes. Hey, First Lady, how you doing? Without a strong team, especially somebody behind you day to day to help you out, and take it from me, somebody who's been married for years now. Take it from me. When you got a strong team behind you to help you in any way, especially with your channel and whatnot, not just channel in life, it makes a big difference. So definitely shout out to you, salute to you for keeping them straight and also doing all the editing and whatnot, and keeping them right, because this channel has succeeded all because of you.
Yep, exactly. And I wish a lot of people knew, like, YouTube is more than just going out. You're a YouTuber yourself, and pretty sure people watching are YouTubers.
Yes.
We go out and get footage. It's more than just getting raw footage. It's you gotta, you can put anything you want up on a channel, but you're gonna get anything results if So I learned that, and I just started YouTubing 4 months ago. I'm not experienced. I'm not some big YouTuber. I'm not some big celebrity. I go out, I just get footage, and I want my wife, to make it look cool, and she does that.
What up, Polo 1992? Polo 1992, he know about it. All of us say Polo 1992 know about it. I've had them on as a guest, and shout out to his wife, Miss Nova. She's like the backbone for him, keeping him going, and they come together as a team and they making it happen. So just want to point it out real quick. But you know what? Even though you haven't been doing it that long, you found a recipe that works for you. And like I had told you already, and I'm telling everybody else that's on here watching, it's what works for you. You find something that works for you, go with it. Like for me, I thought about doing this podcast and I went ahead and did it. It works for me. Like I get footage and whatnot, but so many people look forward to this. They look forward to the podcast, the laid back, their interaction, to find out about people they don't know. Like somebody just messaged me like, man, I'm gonna follow him now. I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna go follow him because you got him on your show, he's talking, and I'm getting to know him. I'm gonna go ahead and follow him. And we ain't been on that long. And there's already 2 people that already said that. So that's 2 more that is added to your whole group.
Shout out to y'all. God bless y'all. Welcome to Slydz Gang, and I do appreciate you for joining. So,
and definitely, man, I definitely appreciate it, man. New York will be listening to the podcast. Yes, definitely. So, I know KJ. He jumped in earlier. He said, "Man, my dudes are gonna be on." He jumped in like as soon as I was setting it up. Like my dude's gonna be on and blah 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 blah. I know. Come on, I know. Being you sent me a message private. I don't know if you can see the private. No, you can't see private messages. So people start sending me private messages, especially my boy that's work second shift. So he'll send private messages because he don't want to get caught up and whatnot. So he was one of the ones that asked about the guy on the motorcycle. He said, "Man, I seen that footage." He said he lifted clean off of it. He said, "I know he survived it, but I know he learned a lesson from it." For those that don't know, can you kind of speak on that for a minute? Because that was some great footage you got.
So we were at Cars and Coffee. This was January, very first Cars and Coffee of 2020. That's the crazy thing about it. This starts the whole year off. And I was just standing out there on the corridor lined up.
He at work though, but he listening.
So the best thing about Cars and Coffee, any car YouTuber knows the best thing about Cars and Coffee is
the pull-up game and the lead game.
Everybody leaving and coming. So of course everybody's leaving. Long story short, he came out of the mall, and I guess he left already. So he decided to come back down and do another comeback. I guess because everybody had the cameras out, me and other YouTubers. Everybody was like, "Hey, Slydz, you probably want to get this. This guy's known for being crazy." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Had the camera rolling. Camera's rolling. We're live. Dude comes up, does a wheelie, full-on wheelie. He gets around to about the middle of section by some trees. He lets it go, and I just see a bunch of people running. So I had another camera pretty much stationed up on a hill, a grassy hill. And luckily that camera actually got the footage. That's why when you watch the video, you see the footage from a different angle as opposed to where I was standing on the ground right when he went by me. So
I know.
Everybody and their mama after that crash, hey, who got the footage? Who got the footage? I'm like, well, I'm one of the people who got it. And I'm pretty sure my wife is going to incorporate that into the video. So people left and right start coming towards. So we, of course, first thing I'm thinking about is forget the channel. Let's cut the footage. Let's go see if the guy's all right. So you can see me in the video running up to the guy along with a bunch of other people. Hey, he fell off the bike. He fell off the bike. All right. So is he good? Come to find out, this dude is actually in the Navy and he's stationed right next door to where I work. He's
Oh
on the
wow.
same base. So he's on the base. He actually knew me. He was already subscribed to my channel, and I did not know it. And he just happened to see his crash on my channel. So when he did, he reposted it on Facebook, and it got millions.
And
Millions of
and
views.
that's another reason why I brought it up, because some people need to understand, it takes a certain video sometimes for it to just blow up, go viral. And for some reason, people love crashes and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And people love to see crashes. It's like, oh, but not only that, for him to take that own footage and put it out there and everybody just come to your channel watching,
Oh yeah.
that really sparked up something. This is what I tell a lot of people. A lot of people are like, oh, you just started. Like, no, I've been in this game a minute. The channel I had before this had a whole lot more subscribers by accident just because I was posting stuff. And and when I decided to, do this channel like this and start fully into it, because I really wasn't fully into it, I was just throwing up stuff and that was it. Taking time editing. For those that are on here at YouTube, that editing process takes a minute. Not only does the editing take a minute, people see a lot of my promos. Yes. And I do everything myself. People see a lot of my promos. Those promos that you see that I drop on IG, they take a while. Like last night, I stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning, finished up the rest of those promos, and then I drop once. And what I do is, and KJ knows because he's been on the show. For those who've been on the show, Phone 992, they know when I do those promos, I send them to who I have on first to get the approval. Once they approve it, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and post it on IG, and I'm gonna share the link to you. So I posted like back to back this morning, and it really took off because they saw Rail was coming on, and they just really went crazy. For those that went on my live last night and heard me say that, it really went crazy. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing live in Dallas. I'll be in Dallas doing it with him on Thursday. I said, I'll be down there. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I will be there tomorrow afternoon. I said, I'm rolling up to the Audio Cat shop. Morning light, I'm rolling up to the shop. Not let something crazy go on. And we doing it right then and there.
Yeah.
We getting on, we doing it, and being done. So it won't even be a live like it is right now, how I do it StreamYard. It'd be just a regular live, but I will still see y'all questions and whatnot because I'm be standing right with them. And yes, Loco, you rolling with me for sure. Yes, you are. Shout out to Cat Loco Garage. He will be rolling with me during that time as well. So my thing is, and that's back to the whole conversation about the whole bike thing. I brought that up. I'm glad the guy was okay for one. But number two, I knew the background behind that because I already seen that footage way before. And I was subscribed to my other channel, my old channel, and I seen how that blew up because I'm actually friends with that guy on my Facebook channel, which is my personal Facebook, because somebody else I know that's in the Navy that's with him. And I saw when he posted that, and I was like, this is the same footage. When I saw him, the same footage. Oh, okay, I went to that channel. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So, to see that and to see how that blew up like that, and, it really skyrocketed your channel. It's a shame that somebody had to get hurt behind it, but, you was one of the ones to get the great footage of it, period.
Yeah. And I actually went to him after the incident happened. He was actually, if you can see in the video, he's actually standing up and he's good. He had a couple of scrapes and bruises. The bike was obliterated. So, bike gone. Yeah, bike dead. Okay, so he got up and I told him, hey, man, it was so funny because the cops were telling us, hey, get the F out of here. Get the F out of here. Y'all can't be here doing all this support. Y'all are going to help them out. Y'all going to help them out. Y'all going to not. You can't get this for your YouTube channel. All that crap. Like, it's a free country and everything. So at the end of the day, he came back. Yeah. He came back to me and personally found me. He was like, hey, bro, you in the Navy? Or in the Navy? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I was like, you're going to be on channel, right? You about to go viral. Not on my channel. I wasn't saying I was going to go. Because at that time, I only had like 400, 500 subscribers. I was like, it's not going to go viral. Sure enough, when he posted it, started skyrocketing views. I was just like, and then he added my channel to it. I was like, oh, so the only thing I cared about was him getting credit for, if he's going to go viral, you might as well go viral and get your credit for it. Because he's trying to get paid for the footage. So, I helped them. We sent it to some viral site, viral.com, viral memes, something like that. And they actually, Viral Hog.
Probably Viral World, because I know Viral World is real big like that too.
Yeah.
That's why I see it like, for those that don't know my old channel, I actually caught a big fight that nobody caught. There was an artist while I was in Atlanta that was there, and a huge fight broke out. And I wasn't working security nothing that night, so I filmed the beginning how it started, and it started over a chick, and then another fight on the other side of it started because he stepped on somebody's J's. Okay, let me go ahead and say, Well, J's or Jordans, y'all, for those who don't know, because I know some people are like, what's J's? You know, that watch this. So J's or Jordans, except on the J's. So it's two separate things going on. But kind of find out the two separate things that's going on, both of them are all with the same group. So next thing you know, it's 30 of them in that group. They all turn on everybody between both sides. And man, it was just so crazy how it happened. By the time people pull out their phones to kind of record, I had already got the whole thing. The police came and broke it up and whatnot, and they were locking people up, and it was like, who got the footage? Who got the footage? Man, people was looking around. Well, we got this. No, I need the whole footage. We need to how it started. I ain't say nothing. I politely put my camera back in my pocket, back in my coat. I had the camera with the strap, put it back in my coat, zipped up my coat, and I literally put out that footage that night. I woke up that next morning, and that footage had almost 1 million views. And not only did it have 1 million views, I had a cop message me talking about I need that footage for the evidence. I was like, hey. So I just said, well, I'll send you a link, but I ain't giving you the footage. I'll send you this, and you can just copy it off of here, and, you know, I'll give you the rights to do that, but I ain't giving you my footage.
Yeah. And that's what everybody wanted, was footage from him and me. And they was trying to take, everybody basically taking credit for it. You know, so we went ahead and got it copyrighted. He got his credit for it. I got my little bit of credit for it. You know, I wasn't wanting credit for it. The only thing I was worried about is the dude is all right. When people ask me, hey, did you get it on the channel? Did you get it on the channel? I'm like, you know, how about you ask, is the dude all right, before you ask me, did I get it on the channel? That's what I was literally telling people. People were subscribing before they even saw the video. It was like, I know it's going to be on Slydz channel. Y'all go ask Slydz. I'm like, I'm trying to see if this man is dead.
It's so funny because that fight that I got, it was the same thing. The girl clothes got ripped off. That's what really made it go viral. They ripped off her whole clothes, and why I put it on Viral World, and on there they don't edit nothing. They played the whole footage. So the thirst traps was all out there watching it and whatnot, and man, it went viral because of that. And man, this was years ago. Man, that shit was so funny. You know how it happened.
Yeah,
but yeah, bring back some memories. What up, Life with Susie? I see you. I'm doing good. Appreciate you coming through. That's my girl, Life with Susie. I always get to come through, and I'm always for at least 15 minutes, and I have to always roll. Susie, this is why I have to roll, because I'm doing my podcast. So back to the whole thing with the footage and whatnot, and, you know, with you saying that wife does the editing and whatnot. Somebody had asked, what editing tools are y'all using?
Adobe Premiere Pro. She uses a bit with a little touch of Photoshop. What else? Is that it? Photoshop, Lightroom, thumbnails. For thumbnails, that's for our thumbnails. And then
yes, I love thumbnails. That's how I did this thumbnail for this. All my thumbnails are done on that.
It's clutch.
And it's the thing, though. You know, you have some people ask that, and the reason why I asked you that, you know, because they asked you basically, and I referred, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna ask them that and let them go and spit instead of me just going ahead and tell them what it is. It's because of somebody who's trying to start a YouTube channel. They're trying to figure out what to use, what to get. You know, they see some of the bigger YouTubers. What up, Tanner? So lit. They see some of the bigger YouTubers using something else, and they're like, well, dang, do I have to use that? This is expensive. This is this. And I always, you know, tell people, you don't have to use the most expensive thing to do a lot of things with. Do a lot of editing. You don't. You do not. You don't have to use nothing too crazy. Whatnot. Yeah, you see the bigger ones using it because they started somewhere and now they're upgraded and, you know, leveled up to something else.
Yeah.
You know, and as you start growing, you're gonna do that. But to tell you the truth, you ain't got to do a lot. I tell a lot of people, you use your phone. If you got a good phone, these phones got good cameras on them. Use that until you're able to get something else. If you got to use, like, for instance, I use my phone a lot, even to this day, even though my DSLR sitting there. I had one of those big cameras that was just too big to kind of carry around. I was like, man, I'm tired of carrying around that dead weight.
Yeah.
So, are you guys on iPhone? No, Life with Susan. I'm actually on a Galaxy Note. I'm on a Galaxy Note. Using
Galaxy
that.
Note
Yeah, I'm using my Galaxy Note to do this, and I can use my DSLR. I can use my webcam, but, you know, I like using my phone. It shows just as good. And plus, it's lightweight for me to move around if I got to get up and move around. So, that's what I'm using, Life with Susan. That's what I'm using. So, with that being said, and whatnot, the same person asked, what's the average time it takes to edit a video?
Oh my God.
I pre-answered it for him. I said, it all depends on what all you putting on it. It all depends on if you're just trying to, you know, do something small and simple. Like, like, and I told him I was going to answer this on here and then let you answer it as well. It also depends on how much footage you edited. Let me go with my promo footage. You know, IG for promos, yes, 10 hours. IG, you know, promos on IG, they give you a minute to do it. So I always keep mine a minute or a little less than a minute. So it all depends on what all I'm editing. For those, just for those little minute clips, it might take me 30 minutes to an hour sometimes if I'm trying to get stuff right, because I have to go out and find footage. And I don't have to go out and find footage. For me, I have to make sure it's okay with that person I'm doing it for.
Yep.
You know, like when I told you, when I got with you, I said, look, I'm going to go ahead and get this. I'm going to go get that. And then after I do it, let me know what you think about it. And it has been where I've had somebody on that said, hey, I like this, but I don't like this. And I like this, but I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to take that. What up, Catfish? I see you. Catfish, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, bro. So, you know, I tell people, you know, editing can take anywhere from, depending on how much you're trying to put to it, how much pizzazz you're trying to put to it, how much gifts you're trying to put to it, how many. I mean, it all depends. And I couldn't give them a straight answer for that. But I said, you know, that's a great topic to talk about, being I'm going to have you on. And they was asking me and you that. And matter of fact, they're on right now, sending me private messages talking about, man, I appreciate that. That was me that sent that. And I'm on my other channel right now. Say, okay, so they're on another channel. So yeah, to answer your question, it could take anywhere between a few hours, you know, to maybe 30 minutes, depending on how long the footage is. And then the more and more you do it, it's like practice repetition. You'll get faster and faster. Period. So, and I know like some people on here, you know, like Tanner Solet, he said it takes hours. It doing it because he's a YouTuber. Takes a little while. You're a YouTuber. Takes a little while. Loco.
We've had blogs take.
She does lives and whatnot. Catfish posts up footage. It all depends. And sometimes you don't want to just throw something up there. You don't want to just throw anything up there because, and I had to explain this to somebody just recently that sent me a private message that had nothing to do with a live. And I told him I was going to kind of discuss it during this live. You don't ever want to just throw something up there. Like for me, even when I did my live uncut raw, my uncut raw footage for World of Wheels I went to, part of that still is edited. Part of it still is edited because I had people walking in front of me, walking behind you. If you have all that going on, it turns people off and turns people away. Like they don't want to watch if it's too much wind in it. Wind is a killer. You got wind, wind noise in your video. They're like, I can't hear. They can't hear. They can't see. People walking in the way. You know, when you have some car shows events, especially indoors, you know, you have music on the background, so I blocked that out. Shout out Tanner So Lit for blessing me with my beats. That's my person I get my beats from. For y'all, go check out his beats. Chosen. Hold on, somebody saying something. Okay, never mind. Chosen beats.club to catch his beats. That's where you can get his beats from. They start at $2. You can't beat it, and he's not just a regular producer. Yes, $2, and not just a regular producer. He is world-known producer for people like Jill Scott, Twister, and more. I can go down the list, but we ain't gonna do all that. But shout out to him because if it wasn't for him, some of these beats, and bam, there you go, Tanner. Appreciate posting up the link. If it wasn't for him, some of these beats I wouldn't be able to put up, and some of the stuff I'll just have to just mute and find other kind of beats, and I want to kind of be different. And he got the beats for you.
Yep.
So, you know, Tanner, you know I got you, bro. You know I got you. So, with that being said, you know, and that same person, man, I appreciate you for doing that. Said, man, I'm loving Slydz channel, man. He said, man, it's very interesting to watch. And now I found out that his wife edited. I'm gonna teach my wife how to edit, so it save me some time. That she just was holding the camera. I'm gonna teach her how to edit. Hey, you know, if that works for you, work. I tried that. My wife was like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I had to hold the camera one time. If anybody go back to my footage when it was me and Farm Girl. Some people probably don't know Farm Girl. She's a YouTuber. When I went and met her and her husband and whatnot, and at a bike event and whatnot, I had her hold the camera. Hey, hold this. She held my phone. I said, I'm filming this with my phone. Hold this. Hold my GoPro. And she was filming from both. I said, just hold them out like this so I can get both angles. And she filmed it for me. And then, you know, when I got home, I cut it, chopped it up, threw it out there. And, you know, I thank you for doing that, because if it wasn't for her doing that, I was going to have to hold a stick and put it out there on the ground. But people were walking by. So with her standing there, you know, some people are very nice when they see you standing with a camera. They trying to get in the shot. They walk around. And then you got some of them like, oh, you film, like, for instance, I was at World of Wheels. Are you filming? I'm like, yeah. And he stand right in front of my camera. I was like, wow, I was until you just stood in the way. So, I mean, you're going to have all that happen. You're going to have all that kind of stuff happen. And, you know, if you shoot, stop stopping the vid. It's easy to edit after for me. Yeah, loco, that's what I do. I edit afterwards. You know, sometimes I'll stop for certain things. Like if I gotta move and walk real fast. You know, I may pause it for a little minute, not unless it's something I need to get, like how you got that accident, or I'm gonna run with it going. Because you know, you can always edit afterwards. And there's so many editing tools out here, like what you already named, Adobe Pro. Like I've used, believe it or not, I use 6 editing tools. Because it depends on what I'm doing. Like my promos, I may use what is that? Cyber DVD, I think it's called. I use the mobile version for that. And actually, excuse me, PowerBiz. I use that. And then another one I might use, another one I might use Adobe Premiere. I might use this. I mean, it depends on what I'm doing at the time or what I feel like using fast enough. Because a lot of things I'll do on my phone real quick, especially the promos, be done. But you know, some of the bigger stuff, I'll come down here and I'll come to get on my big 120-inch screen with my gaming PC, and I'll sit there and edit and get it done that way. So hopefully that helped you out. The person said, yes, it helps me out. I'm still going to teach my wife how to edit. That'll help me save some time. Hey, if your wife is all with it to editing, I say do it. I say do it and make it happen. Hold on, somebody hit me up. Okay, just making sure when the next guest coming on. He already knows what time to come on, which is here in a few and whatnot. So another thing I want to talk to you about. Let's talk about the event in Dallas. You know, I have a lot of people asking me, ask your wife nicely. No, Queen B, she ain't editing. She'll hold a camera, but she ain't doing that. She said, I ain't got time for that one. I'll let you do that. She saw me doing it one day. She said, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. Nope, she ain't doing that one. Nope, she ain't doing that one. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the event this weekend. I've had people ask me, especially after last night's live, because Demonology went live on his channel and I jumped on because he already asked me to jump on after my live to get on with him. And you had people that wanted me to make the event that wanted me to do, to ask, well, who gonna do something live, do this? So I put out there, I'm gonna do a few live and whatnot. Next time I had 10 people subscribe to me. I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm not doing the whole event live. I'm gonna do a few things live. Like I might come in, like, hey, I'm here. This is where we at. Come here, just promote it. But I'm not gonna do a whole big thing live because that would eat up a whole lot. And not only that, it would take away a lot from the event and a lot from my editing. Especially if I'm doing YouTube live and you got people playing music in the background. I ain't trying to get flagged for copyright infringement. So my thing is this. I know you're gonna be out there filming and whatnot, and you're gonna be out there getting some stuff. Somebody asked me, New York, we know you're gonna do a few things live. Is Mr. Slydz, Life with Slydz, gonna do anything live, or at least showing that he's there?
Yeah. I definitely will. As a matter of fact, then I just left the dojo. I don't know if you guys know what a dojo is, but jiu-jitsu place.
Yes, I know the dojo is.
Yes, I just left the jiu-jitsu place with none other than Demonology. Just got through linking with him. He taught me some jiu-jitsu moves, and my wife got it on camera, so it's actually going to be in the vlog. But
oh shoot,
yeah, so I got my ass whooped. I've never done jiu-jitsu a day in my life. I'm a black man from the little country spot. I don't know jack about jiu-jitsu, but I learned today. But Demonology, once again, shout out to him. I went there. I was actually going just to take pictures and talk to him about the event and get him on camera. But he actually told me, he was like, hey, do you want to join the session? I'm like, join the session? I'm not even in correct gear. Like, look at me. He was like, well, first your hat has to come off, the earrings have to come out, the necklace have to come off. I have to get, it's respect. So I took off everything and, he got started. I worked with some of his people, his black belts and brown belts. They beat my ass. My wife was sitting there watching and laughing the whole time. Even Demonology was laughing at me. And so.
Oh, I bet he was.
Oh, my God. I didn't know he did all that until that lets you know right there. These big YouTubers, they have a life. They do other things outside of their niche.
And yes, and that's another reason why when I started this, I wanted people to know, like, look, they're regular people like us. They're doing other things besides just that. Yeah. Like when the first guest I had on here besides Tanner came on here first when we did a few little things, but the first actual car guest I had on here was Demonology. And I didn't even announce it. I just told people to be on, what or not. And I sent a thing, hey, I'm going live at this time. People got on, he was on. He was actually in his jiu-jitsu suit. He was sitting there with his suit on, talking and talking about this is what I do. And he is so serious about it. He
Yeah,
knows a lot of things
serious.
with it. That's one dude I wouldn't mess with when it come to that. Like I know my moves because I had to learn a few takedown moves back in the day doing security. But as far as all them other moves, nah, I wouldn't mess with him with that. And like I said, like you just said, you know, people have other lives out here. Hey, I started this so people can tell their story, tell all what they do, and you know, tell them like, look, I'm out here doing regular things because you have some people, and there's a lot of younger people that hit me up because this is for basically 18 and over, and some of them young, like, I can't watch this not unless I do this. Well, yeah, it ain't for kids, but you know, I'll explain some things to you. And somebody asked me, you know, like, does everybody just do YouTube and that's their full-time job? Not everybody. Some people that is their full-time job, but not everybody. Not everybody. Like for me, I own my own business. I'm on IT business. I do car stuff. I do motorcycle stuff. I do a little bit of everything. So no, this is not my only thing I do. And for a lot of people, it's not the only thing they do. So when I have people on here, I let them tell them like, you know, this is what they do. That's what they do outside of it. And they do YouTube. Because at the end of the day, you want it to be fun. Yeah, you treat it as a job, but you want it to be fun. You want to be to a point where you're thinking, hey, I got to keep doing this, you know, because I got to keep making this. I got to keep doing this. Now, yeah, have a grind of doing that, but at the same time, don't let it take away from the fun of it. Because you still want to have fun with it every day. Like I have fun sitting here talking, interviewing, whatnot. This is my thing. I have fun doing that. I have fun going to film events, going to stuff. You're going to see me out there. You'll see me out there. Like, damn, you're having a good ass time. I'm having a good time. I'm having a ball.
Exactly.
You know, I'm out here. I'm not coming out here just, you know, be sitting up here, you're a mean mug. No, I'm cool. Just like you see me on here. I'm the same person. I'm not anybody different. So that being said, you know, with you telling your story and whatnot and saying, hey, I'm in the Navy. Hey, yeah, I'm doing this. So other people know, okay, he's doing this and doing that. It's not just YouTube. Because sometimes you get caught up in this fantasy world like, yeah, I'm just going to do YouTube. That's it. And I'm going to make it big. I'll make millions of dollars. Well, you know, let me tell you this much. And I'm talking to the person that asked me that. I don't know if they probably watched the replay of it because they're young. They probably got to wait their parents watch it. Let them watch it. Let me tell you this much. It's just like music videos. I worked in the music industry, and I can tell you this. What you see, that's glitter and all gold. I'm going to tell you that right now. Gold. Because I seen somebody, I'm not going to name their names, and Tanner know, because if I start talking about Tanner know, because me and him talked about this before, because Tanner's in the music industry for years himself. I seen this guy supposed to have all his money, rapping and whatnot. He on the scene, you know, I had to do the whole music video shoot with him. Shoot was over with. Soon as it was over with, he didn't get to go back to the dressing room. They undressed him right there, took the rented clothes off of him, the rented platinum chains off of him. They took everything off of him. And everything they took off, they put off to the side. He put on his red clothes, had his backpack. But being me, because I had to go to where I had to go, I figured, you know what? Man, I appreciate you, local sharing your channel. Appreciate you sharing that. So for my thing is, I had to get on the bus and not because I have a car, because of where I had to go, park it, and I was there for all day. That park would have been something ridiculous. He on the bus with me with a hood on. And I'm not going to name his name because he's big. This is when he's first starting. And he looked at me, I'm looking at him, and I said, man, don't worry, I ain't saying nothing. He said, man, I'm doing what I got to do, man. I got to figure time to make it. I said, trust me, I know. I've been working in this industry for a minute. I know what it is. And he was on the bus. He was on the bus to the MARTA, because it was in Atlanta, to the MARTA, all the way till we got to College Park train station. We got to College Park train station. He got off. I got off. And literally, I kid you not, I can't make this shit up. They had an Aero bicycles park. His bicycles parked right there. He got on his bicycle and pedaled all the way home. And I offered to give him a ride. He said, no, I'm good. He said, because I know I'm going to make it. I'm good. I said, man, I'll give you a ride. My car's ready. I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I get in the car. I pass him going to an apartment complex. Next to the apartment complex, I was staying with my sister. I was like, oh, wow. But he kept his hood on. Nobody knew who he was, but he was all on BET. He was all on MTV. He was everywhere. 106 Park, 106 Park was on. He was on all that. What up, Holiday Evolution? I see you. So being he was on all that and whatnot, you know, I got to see a lot of, you know, what you think it is, what it is. So that person asked that, you know, if you see somebody here doing great, whatnot, I'm not saying everybody out here front, because not everybody's not. Everybody's doing their thing. But also, I want you to know that, you know, don't think because you see somebody doing this, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna make this and I'm gonna get it fast. No, it's a lot of ground, it's a lot of work with it. And if you want it, it is out there for you to get it, but also have a backup plan, also have another hustle to go with it.
Period. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't know if I could stress that. And Tanner said, yep, it happens. LOL. Yeah, it does. It happens a lot. I've seen it. I've even met a few YouTubers myself back before I started trying to do this and whatnot. And I've seen some of them, some of them doing great. Some of them, still grinding, do great. I've told this story one time before. I've even seen this girl she's on YouTube and IG, and she lived in a trailer park all that time. Nobody knew it. She had green screens all around her trailer, and it made it like she was in Miami or wherever she thought she was, and she was in the trailer park at home. So, was what it was. That was her hustle. I was like, man, you know what? Hustle, you can get up out of there. She did, so she can get up out of there. Loco said they only see the shine, don't understand the grind for sure. You're right. They don't. They understand the grind, and it's a grind. It really is. When you get out try to do it, you hear about it, but until you out there really doing it, you're like, man, wow, that's a lot of work.
Just like
time.
Like this event, for instance. We are here, like this event. How many people this guy has, demonology and dope master? How many people they're bringing together? Not just YouTubers, people, like real people. They're bringing these people together to collab, to network, to have fun. It's not even about, it's about growing together, making friends. And the fact that people are coming, like me and you're coming from Kansas, right? I'm coming from Jackson. I'm here from Jacksonville, Florida. That was a 16-hour drive. That alone, look, I'm surprised. I'm like that. The fact that I accepted the podcast, like to be here, and I'm, when I should actually, most people would be asleep. So, like after a 16-hour drive, I literally woke up this morning, and now, hey, that was the first thing on my mind. I got to do this podcast. But people don't see the grind, like grinding, getting here, get set up for the event, making sure the lights good at the same time, and then, making sure family's good. Because I got family here too, so I had to go see them. They come first. And then, still while making sure I had to meet a time schedule to be on your podcast. Because, man, I love it. I love this thing, man. Whatever you got going here, keep it going. We love it.
Oh, man, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep it grinding. I'm going to definitely keep it grinding, keep it going because, and I talked about this before, I'm going to talk about it again. I have basically a lot of people, you never know who's watching your podcast. I get messages from, and these people that I know doing security, it's like, yo, I turned someone on your podcast, turn this person your podcast. Well, as of today, and I know he's probably listening, but I'm going to go ahead and shout it out anyway. The singer Seal watches my podcast. How about that?
What?
Yes. Yes, hey, he's watched 2 episodes already. I was shocked. I mean, I've seen Dre Sean, the rapper, watch it. I've seen Dark Child because of my boy that's doing security for him for something he's got going on. I've seen him watch it, but yeah, to me, that is something big. Like, wow, Seal is watching.
Yeah.
Wow. Like he actually saved my countdown from IG to watch. I was like, oh. And I said, oh, this is him because the verified page. I sent a message. I said, man, thank you for coming through and saving and watching it. And he sent a message back. No problem. Yes, this is the real Seal. I said, oh, I know.
Yeah, I know. Man, I mean, see, look at that, man. People love you, man. They love what you do, man. It's a good thing, man. You know it.
It is. And not only that, I'm going to go ahead and touch back on what you said about people coming from everywhere. You right. I talked to Stunner Reeves and Catfish. He's on here tell you they got a 16-hour drive from Chicago because I'm kind of halfway. And it's bringing, what up, Box? It's bringing certain people. It's bringing everybody together. That's what this event's about. And I'm so glad to be a part of it, and not just a part of it, because I've seen the whole thing in the making. Because Demonology, me and him talked about this last year, and he was like, "I'm talking to Dunk Master about trying to do this." I said, "Well, I know Dunk Master. I know him because I used to live in South Carolina, not too far from him. Some of my people know his people."
Yeah,
and to kind of include me in that Mission Flyer and everybody else, and I watched it. I watched it just grow. I watched the whole snowball effect. I watched it grow. I watched it from an idea when they met up, and they met up at an event, talked about it. Just talked about it last year to the point where demonology talked to me again about it, and I said, "Yeah, I want to be part of that. You know, let me know. I'll be there." So I'm just starting this, starting that. I said, "I'm starting a podcast." He's starting a podcast. So yeah, you know, probably do this. He was like, "Oh, well, let me jump on it. We'll get it going." And that's how he originally got on. So to see it go to that's what it is now, and I keep telling demonology, I'm like, I don't think you understand how big this is going to be. This is going to be so big and so huge. You're going to look back and be like, wow.
Yeah.
And shout out to, man, his sponsors, K&W Tire, for them putting out that whole promo thing and letting me use part of that. You know, I've been sharing it out there. I've been having people hit me up that wasn't even subscribed to me now, and was like, hey, yo, Tall Guy gonna be there? Mitch Rock gonna be there? I mean, it was a kid that said, I had to show it to my dad, and my dad don't believe it, so he's calling you. And his dad called me through IG, was like, my son wants to go to this for his birthday. And shout out to little Tyron, because it's his birthday that Saturday, and that's all he wanted for his birthday, and his dad got him that gift. So shout out to the little Tyron and his brother. They're about 8 years old. They will be there. I told them, when you see me, come up to me and whatnot, and shout. You know, I'll shout you out, especially during my live. So
if I see
that's
you,
all they
I'm
want for
turning
his
the camera.
birthday. Exactly. So you never know who's watching, and I told him, I said, man, this is gonna grow so big to the point where I said, the meetup you talking about, for those that don't know, when Demon was on yesterday, he announced, which I already knew about already, but he announced, and I will be posting the flyer out again. He announced that basically it's gonna be a meet and greet for those that are there on Friday.
Yep.
So yeah. So Life with Slydz, you know, I don't mean to, you know, cut this short, because we definitely gonna link up while we're there and do some more stuff. But I want to give my next guest some more time. I mean, you can hang around, stay around, and watch it, because I know you're still in McDonald's and whatnot.
Oh yeah. We came here for
Wi-Fi. I know. Always have some good Wi-Fi. Hey, well, if that's the case, you can stick around right there for a minute, man.
Oh yeah.
I got to bring this guy in, because he sent me a topic. And I said, you know what? Let me bring you on. Let's talk about it. Because at first you was the only one I was bringing to talk about it. So, man, I got to welcome to the stage Mr. Mango 392 himself. What is up, boy? What is up, dude? What is up? What is up?
What's good, man? What's up, New York? Slydz, what's good, man?
I already know you know Slydz, so that's why I was like, I'm glad Slydz staying around, because he already know you. We all know one another already. Man, you hit me with a topic that I had been kind of bothered with for a minute. And I remember when I was in Charlotte, they would have that in Charlotte up by Concord. They would have a few things going on, and Charlotte Mecklenburg would act real crazy. And then going to LA, seeing some of the you know, stunt shows there, and being in Atlanta, seeing Stunt World, you know, do their thing and whatnot, and seeing that I've been to just about every region and seeing that going on. And when you brought it to my attention about that video, I said, I saw that video. Like maybe about a week or two ago, I saw that video. And when I saw that video, I was kind of, you know, puzzled and troubled by it, to the point where I had to basically go and talk to some people I know that are retired from law enforcement, and some that's still in law enforcement getting retired. And I had a nice conversation with them. And the conversation was this. The conversation was, my phone said, I want all the smoke. Okay. He said, I want all the smoke. All right. But this was the conversation. You know, what up, MC? I see you. So this was the whole conversation, period. And it basically went like this. You sent that, and now they want to start ticketing. They want to start ticketing anybody that's watching, anybody that got footage. They want to subpoena the footage, which they've been doing that already, especially in New York. They was doing that when back when oh my God, what was it? 1392 was in New York at the time, and a few others all in New York, and they were doing all the street racing back then. And I remember when I went back home to visit, I got a chance to catch that on the other side of the Bronx. And now, you know, they want to do that. And so I went and talked to a few people I know, law enforcement, or retired from law enforcement, and I was like, you know what y'all think about this and this? And they said, well, you know, luckily we're not dealing with a whole lot of that here. It goes on here, but not a whole lot. But they trying to find a way how to stop it. because especially out in California, it's gotten to the point, and I'm gonna go ahead and speak on this and whatnot. To the point they wasted money, and I mean wasted money putting those sewer things in the ground to stop that from happening, and that didn't stop it. Because I was in California watching them do that years ago with those in the ground. That didn't stop them from doing what they was doing.
Yeah.
You know, Sunday Fun Day. That's my dude, which I'm not gonna call out his name. Good friend of mine. That's out there in Cali and whatnot, YouTube and whatnot. He was like Sunday Fun Day, and he used to always film it and whatnot, and they would have a good day out there in Long Beach. So, you know, when you brought up the topic, I said, you know what, let's talk about it, because I want to get people's take on how they feel about, you know, them doing that. Me personally, I say this because I used to watch, and it's no different, watch people drag race on the street. I remember I got a warning ticket because I was a minor for watching. I was on the top of the hill watching, and I kid you not, it was about maybe 100 yards. It was like a football field length away, and I'm on the hill looking at it. So cops roll up, everybody running everywhere. I walked on down the hill. I said, I'm far away. Nobody gonna bother me. I got about, box performance. My boy Actor Hoodrich, that's my dude right there. I met him in person years ago before YouTube and whatnot. Real cool dude. And so you already know what I'm talking about. My boy Actor Hoodrich. Yeah. So I know you laugh because you know what I'm talking about, man. That's my dude though. Real cool dude. And you know, I'm walking, and next thing you know, is a cop car rolled by, no lights on. He just rolls up on me. Hey, where you going? I said, home. Where you coming from? Work. Where you work? Why does it matter? Stand over against the wall. I'm used to that. You know, it's okay. Sit over there. They checking me. And box performance. He definitely is. That's when I met him doing them because of my cousin. My cousin is from out of California. He introduced me to him because of doing that lifestyle and whatnot. So it is what it is. Hold on, y'all. Somebody trying to call me.
Hey,
so let me know if y'all can still hear me. I want to make sure y'all still hear me.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Okay, cool. So my thing was this. With them trying to do that, you know, to stop it is one thing, but to basically target everybody else, you know, that's already, you know, just sitting there to watch. I understand you want to stop it, but I think that part of that is, I think a good percentage of that is wrong to stop people from, you know, watching and whatnot. You know, you supposed to be targeting the drivers. You targeting drivers and whatnot, that's cool. You catch them, give them a ticket, tow in their car, whatever. I was actually watching basically an event that I was a part of, but I didn't get that part of the footage. And it's on YouTube. So a guy in Malibu that was at, Cruise to the Beach, Cruise to something is in Maryland. That goes on. And this guy in this Malibu came out and he did a whole big burnout down the street. He got to the gas station. Cops are there directing him to go down the street around the corner so they can tow his car. Mm-hmm. That footage is all over YouTube. Mm-hmm. And to the point, it was so many people, they started, what you didn't see on camera, they started threatening people to, you know, lock them up for just standing there. They started threatening people to lock them up. And I'm like, well, how y'all gonna lock us up when that happened down the street? We ain't driving. We here for an event, and it's a legal event. We here for this legal event, and here you go with this.
Yeah.
So my thing is, when you wanted to bring it up and talk about it, I'm like, yo, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out there. Let's see what people think about it. Because I'm gonna tell you after I get your thoughts, Angle 392. And after I get your thoughts, Life will Slide, I'm going to tell you what 2 big-time law enforcement cops said to me that's retired right now.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on here, man. I really appreciate it. And
no problem.
I really can't take the whole credit for it because if you look at that video, and if anybody wants to know, just DM me on Instagram or YouTube. I got it from my fam, Knockout 360. He's in
yeah, I know Knockout 360.
Yeah, I got it from him because he started the conversation. And as you know, New York, Charlotte is blowing up with the car scene. I mean, blowing up.
Yeah, it was like that when I lived there. I used to live close to the Concord, but I was still in Charlotte, right off the university. So I know what that whole scene is like is really like that. Really, I mean, really think about it. Hold on, he said I froze. Hold on, because somebody tried to call me. They gotta wait. All right, look, I should be frozen. Somebody trying to call me.
I was about to say, how do you make that same face for like 30 minutes straight?
Slydz is crazy.
Somebody was trying to call me. I don't know who it was. They ain't leave no message, no number. I couldn't tell who it was. Also, Catfish, I gave you that wrench, man. I need you as a mod, man. I need you as a mod. So I threw you that wrench. So my thing was this, you know, I've seen how big it's grown in Charlotte, period. Period. I've seen how big it's grown. And because of, if y'all have never been to Charlotte and out the Concord area, it's a huge racetrack there, whole race complex.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And I used to live not too far from the race complex. And it's the biggest drag strip in the world there because you have 4 lanes going off at one time. They would have a grudge match and whatnot. Well, this is what happened at one point while I was living there. They took away the grudge nights. Why?
Yes.
Still don't know. But they took that away. When they took that away, it's a street way in the industrial area in Concord. Well, they don't do it now, but it was because they had just built all this stuff. I happened to hear about it from this guy while I was at the Walmart over in Concord, over there by Concord Mills.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing about it, and I was like, "What?" It was like, "Yeah, man, they be out there doing this, man. They're gonna be out there tonight." And you had to be part. You had to be part of a text message group to get it. He said, "Man, give me a number. I can be part of it." So he gave me this number. I was a part of it. I went to it, and I was like, "Yo, man, they out here really doing this. Looking like Cali, looking like Atlanta. Yo, they out here doing it." Yeah. So the next time, got ready to go out there. Next thing I know, I started seeing all these undercover cops, and you know when you see them. So I did a beeline through a parking lot. Cops circle around behind me. You know, he saw I had them Georgia plates. So he just asked me where I was going. I said, "Man, I'm trying to look for this." I had my Jeep pulled up. "Man, I'm trying to look for this address. A buddy of mine live over here while I'm in town. I'm trying to see him." He said, "Oh, okay, where you trying to go?" And I just named an apartment complex that I passed. "Oh, you passed that. It's back that way, this way." I said, "Well, something going down. I just kept passing a bunch of cops." They said, "Oh, man, we got wind of something going on down here. So, you know, we're trying to stop." That's all. Well, I don't want a part of it. I'm really just looking for this. And I was like, man, you know, they really trying to stop that down here now. So I know what you mean about how big that scene has got. It has really grown.
Yeah, it's like what you said, New York, and I thought it was a topic that needed to be addressed because Knockout 360, he talked about it, but then I looked at another video in the intro of my video, 24/7 grind mode. I chop it up with him on YouTube.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, he they was about to tow his car, and he was just filming. And then, you know, like you said in the intro, you know, the news, which blows things out of proportion, you know, they're saying you can get a ticket for spectating. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because, you know, at the end of the day, let's take it back a little bit. Is it dangerous? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm gonna play the devil's advocate on it, is that when you go to these car meets like you and Slydz talked about, I'm a car enthusiast, right? And going to car meets is fun, but on the other hand, it can be very boring. You know, you talking about waking up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're there for an hour, 2 hours. If anybody in your chat can relate or goes to car shows,
on a non-work
the main reason why they go there is for the exit scene, because they know somebody is going to cut up, and it makes for excellent content, whether you are a car content creator or, you know, you just there to blow up your social media. Somebody's going to act up. It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this. I have been the one here where nobody act up. Yeah. And I was the first for me, and I found out why. It was like, oh, because the police that's giving it, and most of my police officers, they, oh, man, I'm leaving. I was like, what? I said, they got all these nice cars. I'm ready to see something cut up. You know, look, they just go out of the engine. Nobody raced the engine. Nobody did nothing. And I'm there with my deuce in the quarter, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and leave. For those who know, I got deuce in the quarter, 1976 deuce quarter on 26. So I was there with that. So people surrounded that whole car. You know, because at that time they ain't never seen nothing like that, I guess. I don't know. So when I left from there, people putting cameras on me, and I was like, well, damn, I was the only one filming everybody. Now everybody filming me. They're like, we figure you gonna cut up. I said, not with all them cops sitting out here. I said, and my car ain't made to cut up, not yet. So what I did was I put in
yeah.
neutral, then break the engine, and then put in drive and eased off. They just laugh.
I get sideways and all.
Yeah, see,
I know, and that nice BMW you got, man.
Well, I mean, it's got an M6 swap in it, so I got about 600 horsepower. So I use all of it when I leave. Plus, I know
Wait,
two
you
of
did
the
an
cops.
M6 pop on it?
Yeah, it's the only 750 with an M6.
wow.
Ooh, yeah, you move.
You'll see it. You'll see it at the event.
I know I see it there. And for those, somebody asked me, no, my deuce and a quarter will not be there. No, it will not be at the event. People can ask me, you bringing it? No, it will not be there. No, will not be there. Maybe the next year, for the next one, but not this year. No,
I'm waiting to see it. I'm ready.
no, because I know once I get it all done, if I had it all done like I wanted to and came in with it, everybody be trying to give me the race dunks master. And I'm like, look, this ain't for race. It's just for show. I said, I just wanted something to get out the book because I'm doing the LT4 swap in it. And I'm like, that'd be it. But, they'll try to get me to do that. And Dunk Master come talking shit to me. Gaps off. And I'm like, man, come on, man.
Supercharged LT4, right?
Yeah, supercharged LT4, yeah.
Wow.
And it's not stock either. The engine's been a lot of stuff been done to the engine. The game ain't fair. What's up? So yeah, a lot of stuff has been done to the engine.
Hey.
Hold on, why I got somebody asking me? Hold on, y'all. Somebody said I can't find your channel. I'm like, I don't know how you can't find it. I had two people saying they sending me text messages. I can't find your channel. One of them my dude though. I'm like, look, it's on my channel. Go to my channel. It says live.
Hey.
That's why you need to hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell. You won't have them itching. So Mango 392. So being in Charlotte, I know the game has gotten real big there because it was already growing before I left. Before I left, it was already growing. I mean, it was growing something big. I mean, you had Statesville that had their stuff going. Then you had Concord. Then you had, believe it or not, Salisbury and Lexington. You had all that kind of growing in North Carolina with all that going on. So now, are they doing something? Are they doing anything big now? As far as I know they was doing one time they was doing something at Bojangles Arena. They was doing like car shows and whatnot. Are they doing anything to cater to any of that? Because I know the racetrack didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean the racetrack, is pretty much governed by, rules and regulations of what they want to do. And just to put it out there, I'm not in Charlotte no more. I'm in Cali. But when I left, the car scene in Charlotte really started blowing up when you guys know Detail Garage opened up about 2 years ago, or Chemical Guys. When they started doing night meets, oh my God, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of cars. I'm talking about imports, muscle cars. Man, it was crazy. I never seen the car scene like that ever. So it took Detail Garage to come to Charlotte and really expose the car scene. And then that's when things, went crazy. But there are sideshows going on. I'm not going to mention those people's names because I don't want to put it out there and then, I get in trouble, for doing stuff like that. But,
I got a VIP. I got a very impressive VIP that just entered the room. Shout out to FHO Atlanta. That's my boy Big Sale. That's the OG right there. Shout out to Sale. The Sale, I did watch the live before my live. I will go back and watch the replay for what I missed.
But yeah, New York, there is side shows out there, and it's on Knockout 360's videos, and I have some in my phone that I haven't even put up just for fears of what's gonna happen to me or to other people, because I got to think about them at the end of the day. Well, what's gonna happen to them or what's gonna happen to me, because law enforcement wants to come after everybody to kind of control this situation, which, like Slydz says, is unfair, man. I have a freedom to film whatever I want to do. Like, for instance, New York, Vengeance Auto Club up in New York.
Oh, yeah. I know them very well.
Yeah, crazy club. But I think
and
outside
huge.
the box. Yeah. I think outside the box. I'm like, what a ingenious marketing or advertisement to put your club out there and do a Mopar takeover in Times Square, the #1 attraction that everybody wants to go to because you see it on TV for, you know, New Year's or the ball drop. And he went out there and literally just took over Times Square. I mean, you see hundreds, thousands of people with their cameras out, you know, egging them on, saying, hey, you know, rev the engine, do a burnout. These people, you know, they get excited when you see that, you know. So my thing is, are you going to ticket the hundreds and thousands of people that visit New York City because they put they, you know, bought their camera or bought their phone out just to, you know, film something? It's an exciting feeling, man. It's like a rush, man. Like when you on a roller coaster. I've been to takeovers here in Cali, and they're crazy. And I have them on my phone, but I'm afraid to put them out. You know, I'm like, you know, this is crazy. I'm gonna get a ticket because I want to film something that I think is good content. It's part of the car scene, whether you like it or not. I get a lot of people say, well, they're car hood rats. And that's one thing I hate about America is that they put people in this box and generalize them. We're all not hood rats. We just enjoy cars. And people like to show off their cars. It doesn't matter what you got. People like to show off their cars. And if you can handle it and you're not like that dude on the bike that slides, you know, record it, you know, you're gonna make you're gonna have your 15 minutes of fame. But
you know, also while we're talking about bikes, and man, this is one time where Sel was on here because he knows more about it than I do because I've seen it a lot. And Sel used to actually put on events and whatnot that I've actually been at, and you see bike races going on. I've only seen one incident where they basically said, you know what, we're gonna stop y'all from racing and whatnot. This was with the motorcycles. So I was like, wow, it was a little different. The motorcycles with the cars, you know, I got to see a lot of that going on, a lot of Harley races, a lot of street bike racing and whatnot. But then when it came to the cars, because I forgot where I was at in California. I know we left off of Crenshaw, and it was on Sunday, left off of Crenshaw, and we went somewhere else because I was rolling with the dude that was from there. And we went somewhere else, and wherever else we went after that, it was people already there waiting. And they had a whole thing going on there. And with what was going on there, man, I mean, the helicopter showed up and they gave everybody a ticket.
Wow.
I was like, wow. I mean, everybody a ticket, even though no race had happened just yet. You know, they want to give everybody a ticket. Like Sel said, that's because they don't believe the Harleys are really going fast enough to matter. You know what, Sel? You might be right. I ain't gonna say you might be. You are right because you know, like I said, you know more about it than I do. Shout out to Big Sel. He's in Atlanta right now. But he's from Cali, and he's right because, like I said, I sat there and Sel. You know, I told you before I watched Punchy, all them out there, and I was having a great ass time. And think about it, it didn't dawn on me till like about 40 minutes of me standing out there. Like, wait a minute, I ain't seen not one cop come out here. I ain't seen a helicopter. But damn, we was at an event. We was at an event a couple of days ago, and next thing you know, all the police came from everywhere. Helicopter out there, everything. They ticketing everybody. And luckily, when we left, because we had parked further down and walked, the dude was like, that's how we gonna do. We're gonna get away from all that. Everybody was scattering like roaches. We scattered all the way back to the car, but back to the van. We was in a minivan, rented minivan, and we took off the opposite way. And we ain't see not one cop, no nothing. But we saw the helicopter flying, but that's all we saw.
Yeah.
I guess they figured they got what they got, and that was it. So, you know, I don't know what else to say about that. You know, about ticketing everybody, want to ticket everybody. I just know if that's the case, and with the footage that you have, I would just hold on to it. I wouldn't even put it out. I wouldn't even put it out right now because not for just somebody coming after you, but for that next person. You know, they catch them, and then they say, "Oh, we got footage of you doing this," and that's something that And I wish Cooley B was on him. When Cooley B had talked about that and whatnot, it was like the guy was going off. I knew what the guy was going off about, even though he wasn't there per se. But I guess maybe somebody might have contacted him and said, "Hey, we're going to give you this and this," or he might have had a brush with that before. So don't know. I know when I see Cooley B tomorrow, I'm gonna ask him about it and whatnot, and ask him, hey, did the guy finally reach out to you and say why or say anything, and kind of get my trying to get some perspective on that. But for the guy just reported to YouTube and then saying to him, I thought that shit was foul. Because I'm the type of person, somebody, I see some on, like, I ain't gonna sit there and report it to YouTube, to the police or whatnot. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna say, hey, let me get in touch with that person. Like, hey man, can you do this and do that, or take this off or do this? I'm a grown man about it. I ain't gonna sit there and go snitch and shit. I ain't gonna do all that. So
yeah, you right.
Like I said, I would just hold on to that footage for a minute. Just hold on to it, and and even if you watch it and you see and some of the people on it, approach about like, hey man, I got this footage. I'm just holding on to it. I don't want to put it out for these reasons. Now, if they say, hey, I want to put this and this out, and you ain't attached to it, then, oh well, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna say two things about it. I personally, I consider myself a car enthusiast. I don't think it's fair all the way around. I don't think it's fair. Two reasons, because you have real good car content creators out here, and
A lot.
I want to say 50% comes from these crazy shows. Whether you at a car meet or you at a takeover, they're going to do it. Like, for instance, when I was researching, when I got my Scat Pack, I was looking at people like RT Life, MDG Collections, all of them, to decide what I wanted to do. And as you know, when you start watching car content, other people come up. So this guy came up called the Supercar Suspects. I don't know if you heard of him.
I have. I've
heard of him. I've heard him. I haven't seen a lot of footage of him, but I heard him. And like I said, because I got a few cousins out there actually that's in Cali, and they follow that heavy.
That dude is huge. Supercar Suspects is huge.
Exactly.
So probably one of Cali's biggest YouTubers.
Yeah, he is huge. And to make a long story short, I watched him because his thumbnail caught my eye. So I was like, okay. Started watching him, and he showed all the takeovers in Cali. I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I always go by the motto that Jay-Z says: men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? So when I first subscribed to him, he had I'd say close to 200,000 subscribers. To this day, if you look at him, he has 979,000 subscribers. He's almost at 1 million. And I say most of his videos come from those takeovers.
I need to go find it. I need to go find the channel. Slydz, you need to go ahead and forward me that.
Yeah. Hey, I will. Hey, you guys. I don't mean to cut y'all off, but me and the wife, we got some running around to do to get ready for the show.
No, go ahead, do what you got to do, man. I appreciate you coming through.
Do appreciate. It was an honor being on the show from both me and her. It's an honor. Thank you for having us. Hey, Mango 392 and you, New York. Y'all keep doing big things out here. Everybody in the chats keep doing big things, and I will see y'all at the show March 7th, and I'll most likely see y'all at the pop-up show if you're there. So.
No, I'll be at the pop-up show. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be in Dallas tomorrow.
Say less. Hey, God bless y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Slydz out, man.
All right, man.
All right, man. Shout out to Slydz for coming through. But go ahead.
Good man. But yeah, I brung him up because, in Cali, to shut down these takeovers, they came up with that dumb law, that AB 1824 law, and the guys, you could look it up. It's a dumb law where, law enforcement could pull you over a loud exhaust, and that's based on perception of ear.
New York had that same thing. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, they had that same shit. So you're right. For me, they're using everything against us. They had plenty of incidents to use against us. Yes, you are right.
Yeah,
you're right. So you talked about it so many times when it came to bikes, and for cars, it's the same thing. And being me, I talk about cars, bikes, and trucks. You're right. And even with just regular stuff in life, they do.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. But when I watched him, at one point, he stopped making videos because of that AB 1824 law. He stopped making it. And then when the law got amended, I think earlier this year, I think it did. I can't remember. But he started doing his videos. But in one of his videos, he said, man, I got sad and I was scared because I couldn't make content that I enjoyed. And that kind of hurt, man, because he's just out there putting out content that, he thinks that other people will enjoy. And he happens to be right. He has damn near close to 1 million subscribers that enjoy that type of content, So for, the law out here that was just amended, man, it's just crazy, and I just don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
in it. You
And
know?
Sel is right. That does affect motorcycles as well. I've seen a lot of YouTube footage where, they were like, your bike sounds too loud. Well, what are you measuring it with? Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
pull you off to the side. And this was in Stockton, California. And even when
Yeah.
I was in Stockton, it was the same thing going on. I was like, man, yeah, I can't ride over here like that. I said, because
Yeah.
they get on the people, period. And that guy had a stock exhaust. He said, dude, I just bought this bike. It's stock. Nothing's done to it. Well, it sounds too loud. Well, you get on to the people from the factory. It was Harley. You get on from the factory. He said, I ain't had a chance to even put pipes on. I just bought it today and came to an event. He was like, the hell with Stockton. I ain't coming out this motherfucker no more. I was like, damn, I don't blame him.
And that's the way people feel about Cali now, is that you got too many dumb laws. So it's like, eventually you're gonna lose these big car shows that come here to Cali. Because Cali was a scene. But now, in my opinion, and I know I might catch slack for it, you're looking at Texas, that's big. We talked about North Carolina, New York, all of them are starting to blow up, yet they
Atlanta
getting,
too. Yeah.
Atlanta too.
Atlanta, all of Florida. Man, we can go ahead
Yeah.
and start naming cities all over that are kind of like blowing up.
Yeah. And I just don't want to see what's happening here in Cali to happen to everybody else, man. Because you get put in that box, and it's unfair, and
Well, I'm gonna
for
go ahead and
me,
tell you, for New York City, it's already happened. It been happening.
really.
Yeah, been happening. And man, you about to make me start talking because I was there. I remember I had left. I had already gone from New York, came back to visit, and I ended up being part of the stop and frisk. So I was like, what? He was like, man, I said, man, I'm from here, but I don't live here. It don't matter. You here. Get against the wall. Damn. And it happened to me twice before I even got to my own house. I'm like, damn, I'm walking up Linden. I ain't even got to my own house yet. Just went up 4 blocks to the store, and I'm walking back. And within that 4 blocks, getting that done to me. So, man, you know what? I hope that doesn't pass everywhere like that, because if it does, it's going to be rough. It's going to make people not want to go to places. Like, I know one of my buddies that live here, he was like, man, I almost make me not want to go to California, because I was trying to get him to go to last year. Let's go to Red Breeds event. Let's go to Red Breeds event. And my boy Sel, he know it. My man Sel knows it. They have issued a law that you can't have aftermarket pipes on any motorcycle made in 2014 and up. Damn.
Yeah, he's
That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, he's right. And
Yeah,
to this
Sel
day,
knows
even
it.
though
From Cali.
yeah,
Compton OG, he knows.
yeah,
So man, well, I'm glad mine's a 2011, but still, man, that's kind of crazy, And as big as California is period, and the people that ride, because they get mostly ride all year round, that cuts down the market for all these aftermarket people. And I can go down the list from Arlen Ness to man, I can't think of all of them right now because I'm just mad about hearing that. But all these companies that's making all that aftermarket exhaust, whether they for Harleys or sports bikes, which is the same thing, street bikes and whatnot, and even for cars and whatnot, and they can't have that. So now, with them not even being able to have that, man,
it's crazy. You have your your hands tied, and I think Cali is like the first all, to see how things go, and then other states follow, and I just don't want to see that happen.
Man, I'm sorry. I just posted what Sel said, man. Sel, you a fool. He said, listen, man, New York, I'll stop and frisk you as well. You look like a suspect, sir. Man, that's the problem. We were thinking that, and I was not a suspect.
But I when I did the video and the comments, from Instagram to YouTube, that's when I DM'd you, and I was like, I don't think people fully understood the video. It's like, is it wrong? Absolutely. We all know it's wrong. Them takeovers are wrong, and they are dangerous. My thing is, if you happen to be out, didn't know that it was happening, and you pull your phone out or you pull your camera out and you begin recording,
which happens a
you
lot,
realize you could get a ticket. That's the key to it. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with getting a ticket just for being out there and not knowing that it happened? So that's my whole question to everybody in the car community. And I could go way back, you know.
Like I said, when you sent me that message and I saw the video and whatnot, I was like, you know what? I've seen the original footage before you had chopped that part up, and I've seen other footage like that. And I'm like, you know what? That's crazy, but
yeah,
oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy, period. And what I think about it, I just think it's totally wrong. Because think about it. Think about you somewhere, because it's happened to me before. I was somewhere, seeing something going on. Oh, let me pull up my phone and film. Because I filmed the whole thing that was here in Kansas City. It was in a huge parking lot, and it was a car meet. It was just a bunch of guys just met. It was a lot of cars by the Sonics. So I whipped in, parked for a minute, got the footage. Cops just rolled up out of nowhere, and they wasn't doing it, but just sitting there talking. I was like, oh man, y'all loitering, y'all doing this, y'all gotta go. Let's give him a ticket. And the cop was like, sir, you over there. And I'm still sitting in the vehicle. I said, I'm moving. He said, let me see the license registration. Well, wait a minute, you didn't actually see theirs. Why you want to see mine?
Yeah.
I said, I ain't even doing that. I said, man, I went to the Sonics right here, because I did go to the Sonics. And I said, I'm sitting here watching, looking at the cars. Looking at the cars, looking at the street bikes, I'm looking at this, looking at that. And man, this is how it goes down. Okay, cool. So they was trying to enforce it, even though it ain't a law here like that. Because I asked somebody, they was like, no, it's not a law here like that. Blah blah blah. Okay. So, man, so really, he said they have sanctioned all the companies for even selling the exhaust system. Wow. So, you're right. They got to come out of California. And you know what Sel? My cousin that's in California for his car. He wanted a set of Magnum flows. He said, I can't buy them here. What do you mean you can't buy them there? He said, man, I can't have them shipped here. I can't buy them here. He literally waited till he came, and I was living in Atlanta at the time. He would wait till he got to Atlanta, went up to Summit, bought them, packed them in his check bag, took them out the box and everything, wrapped them up, packed them in his check bag, and took them back with him. This is the only way I can do it.
Yeah.
He said, well, let me ship it to you. He said, even if you ship it to me, there's a chance that if they open this box and see what it is, they're sending right back to you.
Yeah. I think state of California, you can't have an exhaust louder than 95 decibels. And the crazy part is, New York, I haven't done nothing to my scat. And my scat alone, and I had an instrument done to it early in the morning, gets between 92 and 95 decibels when I do a cold start in the morning.
Yeah, because they come from the factory like that.
Exactly.
So now my thing is, now, are you going to sanction Dodge now?
Yeah. You really going to take away all Dodge, vehicles or V8s, away. It's crazy here, man. And I see these laws because I was looking at Living with Mozzie's channel, and he said that they trying to do, tickets for guys spectating and everything. And I was like, here we go. People are modeling after what California is doing. That's why I give praises to the police chief in Detroit for,
and also Sel is right. I know Thunderhead had moved out of there because my uncle used to work for them. Their main thing was they had a thing in Atlanta. He was like, they moved a whole corporate thing toward Florida or somewhere like that. And he was like, I'm retiring anyway. And that's really gonna make a lot of companies move out of Florida, period.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. And I know a guy, I'm not gonna name his name. And me and him talk, and if I say his name, I know who he is, so I'm not gonna say his name. Because I ain't get clearance from him to talk about him and whatnot about this. I asked him why he left Cali. And he said, well, better moves, better this, better that. Because he's in Texas now. And I said, well, okay. He said, also because of fucked up laws in Cali. He said, you can't have this, can't have that. And he builds engines for a living and works on bikes. And he was like, man, I can't go do this and do that. He said he did something to somebody's bike, and it was a Harley. He built him a whole Harley from the ground up. He said it wasn't 2 weeks later, the cops showed up at his place of business and told him, you build another bike like that, we shut you down. I was like, oh, wow. He said right then and there, I was like, you know what? I got to move. He said, I uprooted my whole business, took a chance, moved to Texas. He said, and I'm still booming here because of the internet. He said, because a lot of my sales was from selling parts and this and that. He said, so I moved to Texas, I'm booming.
Yeah.
So
it's
I don't know.
It's a crazy law.
The whole thing is kind of crazy. it's going to get to a point where, and I hate to say it, California's going to turn into how they was trying to do Virginia Beach at one time, where they got everybody away, and it was more like the old Miami before the crack epidemic, where the old people just sitting out there. And I was like, man, what about the festival? Oh, they got rid of that. Why they get rid of the festival? Oh, too much noise. What? It's like my sister lived there. They got rid of all this stuff that was going on, and it was just quiet. So you hear a pin drop. I mean, you just hear the ocean, and that was it. I said, oh, man. Okay. You know, I mean, it was cool, but at the same time, I was like, I'm used to the festivals going on during the summer. Something's going on every day, especially on the weekend. And they cut part of that out because they said, we want it family oriented and all this and all. Man, you know what? Okay, that's fine. I know where I can go get that at. Let me hit Miami. Matter of fact, let me get on this plane and go overseas. Go to one of these islands. I bet y'all find something there, especially my favorite spot, Jamaica. They didn't call me the Jamaican for nothing because I've been there so many times. So my thing is this, you know, it's going to be an ongoing topic, and I know we could talk about this for hours and hours and hours on end.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to bring you back on the show, and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to reach out. I know 2 people I need to reach out to and have them on at the same time.
Yeah.
Have them on the same time and do this whole discussion because I want to hear their take on it because one of them is still in California and another one left California for the same reason. He just messaged me a private message, said, I left California for that reason. And I didn't even know why he left California, you know, and came out toward this way. So everybody said, why are you in Kansas City? Well, for me, better opportunity. Better opportunity to raise a family. And wife from here. But for him, he has nobody here. And I was like, where'd you come here? Where'd you do this? And now he's spilling the beans.
Yeah.
So, you know, he said, man, it's a great topic to talk on. He said the whole car community needs to talk on it. You're right. The whole car community, motorcycle community, all they talk on it because that's not only, it's basically, you know, oh man, I don't want to say it, man. I don't want to say it because I know next thing you know, I get dinged for saying something crazy. So I'm just going to keep it like this. It's basically living in it's basically trying to put you in a state. I'm saying country in a state where they're going to tell you what to do and what to wear and how to do it. No, you can't do this. So then it makes me question. You got these brand new Corvettes they building. They got Dodge doing Scat Packs, the Hellcats, Red Eyes, Demons, Drag Demon. I mean, I can go on and on for all these other vehicles. And we ain't even talking about the exotics. The exotics are already loud already. And California got some of the most exotics outside of, you know, part of Florida. They got the most exotics there. So they're already coming from the factory loud without any upgrades. Because shout out my man for D&D, for DD&E. You know, he talked about this on his channel one point because he came to Vancouver, came down, and he gets harassed all the time.
Every time.
And when I met him for the 3rd or 4th time, I had a conversation with him about that, and I got it on some of my old film. I need to go find it. And me and he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, this is crazy. This is how they doing. And he said, it almost makes me not want to come to California. And it makes me feel, you know, like, dang, I seen what happened with Tall Guy. And I was like, man, Tall Guy wasn't really doing nothing. Oh, man, you're allowed to talk shit, this, you that, this. I'm like, dang. So if you got all that going on, you're going to make people who are car enthusiasts, who are motorcycle, and let's not even talk about the boats. Let's not even go there with the boats. I'm thinking of everything with exhaust. And, you know, you got all this going on, and after a while, people gonna say enough is enough. The emission inspection laws are already tough already. That's one reason I would never move back to New York because of that. So you got all that going on, and at the same time, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? With all that going on like that, it'd be time to leave. And and the dude, one of the dudes I know that left from there, that's what he said. He said that's why I left. And I was like, wow.
That's my whole thing, New York. You know, in my videos, I do, you know, I need to get in more car reviews, and I do car shows, as you've seen, and I do a little acting up. But my whole goal is to get the whole car community together, man. We got to rally as one, man. You know, you just can't sit here. Like, if you, like, for instance, I'm going to say this. I did a video back in August of 2018. I don't know if you remember it, but there was this dude, and I need to do some research on him. I'll make another vlog. But he filmed himself doing close to 200 in a Challenger Hellcat in North Carolina. Now, he filmed himself, and other people filmed him. Next day, to make a long story short, he had the state troopers knocking at his door because somebody turned in the video of him doing 200 miles an hour on the highway. Never heard of it since. That video, I believe, went viral. And if I do, I'll send it to you. But that's crazy. Somebody turned him in that was out there because he was doing 200 on the highway. Dangerous, yes, I fully agree with that, man. But that's
definitely
the whole thing
dangerous.
I'm saying.
But you know, to turn him in,
yeah, turned him in, you know, and the cops charged him. So, you know, I say this to everybody in the car community, man. You got to be careful, man. But there's thousands of us that film stuff. You know, we put it out because we know it's gonna make good content at the end of the day. You know.
yeah, but then they use the footage against us. Like, oh man, this is so true. This is so true what he just said. I gotta click and post this up. I gotta post this up. I'm gonna just leave that right there for a minute. I'm gonna leave that right there. He says sooner or later we'll all be in Teslas. And you know what's so crazy?
That's
I know
true.
somebody that works for Tesla, and he said, you know what? That's exactly what it's gonna go to by the time 2100 comes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to get into that.
Yeah.
He said all his emission laws, all this and all that, it's gonna change the way. Oh man, it's gonna change a lot. And you know what? People can talk about this movie bad all you want, but Pluto Nash said it best. When they was like, how did you get that car up here? He had that car hidden. It was the sports car he had hidden. They was like, how you get that? Oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Because they were outlawed. Everybody's rolling electric.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? What if it ended up going to that period?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, definitely gonna bring you back on. We're gonna talk about this because I got some people I need to bring on with it, so we can talk about this period and get people take on because you're right in a lot of ways. If that ends up spreading across, and next thing you know, they're telling people, "What up, Mr. Randall?" They're telling people, "Hey, you out there filming this, you're gonna get this. You out there doing this, you're gonna get that." Mm-hmm. Yeah, and man, I have a rough time with that because you know what? I ain't the one out there racing. I ain't the one out there cutting up.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing with Cars and Coffee when it was in at the Lamborghini place in California. I seen when Stradman and all them posted footage for that shot at Stradman, and they wanted to sanction all of them for all their footage.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were just coming out of the Lambo dealership, and what was it, Santa Monica cops? I forgot which one of them. Mm-hmm. It was all sitting out there waiting for somebody to take off. Yeah. And this one guy, he didn't even take off real hard. They went on behind him. Loud exhaust. It's all factory. Loud exhaust.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like you said, man, we could talk on it, man. But I wanted to open up everybody's ears, man, because everybody was like, it's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous, man. But do you realize when you pull your camera out and you don't see that officer, you can get ticketed. Point blank, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
I know somebody that happened to like that, and like a week later, cop showed up to his job and was like, you know, we know you were there with this footage. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, we know you was there with that footage. You know, we catch you there again. We towing you and your car. I said, wait a minute, they towing you in? That's what he said. I'm gonna play it for you. He played it for me. Cop said, we towing you and your car. I was like, oh wow.
Wow.
But yeah, gonna have you on here again. I'm gonna get those certain guys on here, and we're gonna talk about. I know part of my schedule is kind of booked out for March, but I'm gonna get with you and whatnot. We're gonna get them on here and have that whole discussion and see what they think about it. Because especially the one dude, he left California for that reason. Another person was like, you know what? I ain't want to be involved with this and that. I'm gonna get them on. We're gonna talk about that whole thing and whatnot, and just be done with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just be done with it. So shout out to everybody that's hung with me. I know my live is longer than normal. The reason why it's longer than normal because this is not the last live for the week, but it's the last live of me sitting here for the week because I will be in Dallas the whole time, and that's where you can catch me on live. So definitely, I want to say thanks for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate everybody for hanging on and hanging in here. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody that was on here. I know people kind of wonder because I didn't put out a questionnaire for you because I already knew it was going to be a discussion. And if anybody had any questioning answer, then shout out to AFHO Atlanta for coming through. My man Sales, shout out to him for coming through because he's from California. Like I said, he's from Compton. and he knows a lot more than I do about a lot of the laws there because I'm not really there like that. I haven't been to LA since 2000 and I want to say 1 or maybe 2. I need to go again. Ain't been in a minute because I was there a lot doing security work or whatnot. So man, Silverback, man, I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Silverback, man. Definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate that comment. So definitely gonna have you on again and whatnot. Until then, everybody, y'all be safe out there. You know, be safe out there, be easy. And also, and I stress this and I stress this so much. Life is short. Go out there and go get it. Go do what you got to do to make it. Legally, that is. And also, because life is so short, reach out to people you haven't reached out to for a while. Let them know you love them. If it's a small beef, you know, talk to them and talk that out because you never know. Might wake up the next day, may not be here. Y'all know that's how I feel about life, period. So until then, y'all, peace and elbow grease. I'll catch y'all later. Mango 392, I appreciate you for coming through.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Never gonna have you come back through again.
Yes, sir.
But y'all, my time is way overran out. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's live. I will be going live tomorrow. It'll be a different kind of live because I'll be probably at the place. Real to Real is coming through. You don't want to miss it because we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's going on, about a lot of stuff you got going on in this car. We're going to talk about his Corleone deal. Shout out to him for getting that deal because he's winning. To me, when he's winning, we all winning because I love to see people win when they put out their grind, they put out their hustle. So until then, y'all, stay tuned in and y'all be safe out there. Peace.